I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya.
An officer-involved shooting took place in Bunnell last night. Just before midnight, the Flagler County Sheriff's Office responded to 6262 Sable Palm Street in Bunnell, where an officer-involved shooting had just occurred. Sheriff Rick Staley was on the scene. It was reported that there was no immediate danger to the public. We'll have more information as it becomes available. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Rich Carroll.
A brush fire breaks out north of Espanola, bringing smoke over the skies of Palm Coast. Bob Pickering is Flagler County's emergency management technician.
Flagler County's Fire Flight, our specialized firefighting helicopter, went on up to do a reconnaissance mission to find out where the smoke was coming from, and they did find a 10-acre brush fire that had basically been burning all night long. It must have started with the lightning, but we don't know for sure.
They notified the Florida Forest Service, which put the fire out. The agency will also determine the cause of the fire, which didn't threaten any populated areas. A new state law makes fireworks legal only on 4th of July, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day, unless a local ordinance prohibits them. What does that mean for us here in Flagler County? Sheriff Rick Staley explains.
The city of Palm Coast and Flagler Beach have local ordinances that prohibit fireworks. So in those two cities, fireworks remain prohibited by individuals to use in their backyard, front yard, wherever they let them off. The rest of the county, Bunnell, Marineland, Beverly Beach, and the unincorporated areas, on those 3 dates, it is completely legal to have exploding type fireworks.
He urges safe handling of fireworks by keeping a fire extinguisher handy and be sure only adults set them off.
And keep everyone else about 150 feet away. We had a very serious injury to a young man about 2 years ago that found some stolen fireworks and was trying to light them and severely damaged his hand that we'll never recover from. So safety is paramount.
Since there are no official fireworks shows due to coronavirus and the law is new, the Sheriff's Office is anticipating a lot of calls on the 4th of July. Should wearing a mask in public be required by law? As we hear from John Arking, one local health official says, absolutely.
Flagler Medical Director Dr. Stephen Bickle doesn't pull any punches about the need to wear a mask in order to curb the spread of COVID-19.
To me, it's just indefensible to be arguing against masks. It's like, because everything else has these negative trade-offs, and this is just a minor inconvenience. So I would definitely mandate masks. I understand there's political pushback. The leaders can't get too far untethered from their support base and stuff, and hopefully people will come around to this. But it's like, this is not a time for vanity. This is not a time for pride.
Bickle says using a mask is one of the few tools we have that can be deployed population-wide that can help avoid a wide array of negative consequences, like not being able to send children to school. He says a lot of the pushback to using masks is based on the lack of definitive guidelines at the start of the pandemic, which he says is really not all that unusual.
The science of it wasn't that clear at the beginning, which is kind of typical of new infections. You don't quite know the virus, how it spreads. With SARS, the precursor of this, people weren't contagious until they were symptomatic. So you could find them and isolate them. Here, a lot of them are walking around feeling nothing, especially younger people. So it's really kind of a no-brainer. I'm just kind of shocked that it's become such a politically polarizing thing.
Bickle says he really wants people to start asking themselves if they really want to endure all of the economic and social consequences of COVID continuing to spread versus all of us as a community coming together and taking seriously simple actions like wearing a mask. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
Everything you need to know about wastewater treatment in the city of Bunnell will be discussed soon. Karen Johnson has the details on an upcoming meeting.
Bunnell City Manager Dr. Alvin Jackson is hosting a community meeting regarding changes to the wastewater treatment plan that will probably mean a change in water rates too.
So what the meeting is to actually inform the community about the expansion of the wastewater system, as well as the associated increase in utility fees.
Dr. Jackson says it's all part of the revenue sufficiency analysis. You're invited to attend the community meeting next Tuesday, July 7th at 6 p.m. at the Old City Hall on 200 South Church Street in Bunnell. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
It's all about the percentages during election season.
Flagler County Supervisor of Elections Katie Lenhart says that more people vote by mail in a primary than do in a general election.
Typically, our county has a higher early voting rate. The majority of people in a general election will vote early. In a primary, those numbers are a little bit less, a little bit trend toward vote by mail.
Lenhart said that she expects more voting by mail even for the primary this time around. She also said that lest you think you cannot go to the poll and vote on Election Day, you can.
You can still vote early or on Election Day.
To listen to the interview with Katie Lenhart, download the Flagler Radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, should you mask to vote? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.